everybody. We have a very special guest with us today who is here to share her story. Mary Gail, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm very good, thanks.
Oh, great. Well, thank you for being here with us. So Mary Gail has been working with us for the last few months, and she just wanted to come on and share her story with you. So especially, you know, now while we're all living through this really surreal time together, and we're home and, you know, we could go one of two ways, right, with our health. We could live in fear and stay in that survival mode, right, and just like, you know, eat all the things you know you shouldn't be eating and binge eating and not taking care of yourself and laying on the couch all day. Or, you know, you could use this as an opportunity to really step up and reclaim your health. And make some of the changes that you know that you've been putting off, whether it's you just haven't had the right support or you haven't known what was going to work for you. And Mary Gail is a champion, and she has done just that. So she's going to share with us a little bit today about her journey. Thank you, Mary Gail.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, this is the last year of being in my 60s. And so I have my 70th birthday coming up. And I really wanted to be the best 70 that I could be since I wasn't living a really healthy life. I have been retired, so I was kind of letting myself, I was rewarding myself with doing nothing. So I wanted to lose some weight. I wanted to get in shape, but I needed the accountability. I am the worst one about arguing with myself.
I think we can all relate to that. Yeah.
There's a part of me that says you can have that cookie, and a part of me that says you know better. But the other, you know, the cookie person always wins. Yeah. So I needed a lifestyle change with accountability, and that's what I found with Greenroots.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. So if you don't mind to share with us just a little bit, when you say you were just kind of letting it go and giving yourself peace, what were you doing that you feel like, what space were you living in where you feel like you knew you weren't making healthy choices?
Oh,
How were you feeling?
I was not feeling well. I had back issues. I had energy issues. Even flexibility. I did Pilates for 6 years, and then I've been out of Pilates for 12 years. No, 6 years. And I was really out of shape. Yeah. And I knew it. But I didn't have the motivation really to go back. I was in that retirement. I deserved to do nothing. I didn't want to be on a schedule. I just wanted to just chill.
So the idea of, you know, creating some healthier lifestyle practices for yourself seemed like it would be a major time commitment.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big one for a lot of people. We're all, you know, we all, you know, busy beings and things that are going on. And, you know, oftentimes people feel like you need to make these massive time commitments. And have you found that to be the case?
Well, I wasn't happy in the beginning because I was committed to stick to this program, but I wasn't happy because it takes some work, but it's a lifestyle change. So I had to wrap my mind around why I was doing this and what the results would be, which is much better health, much better motivation. I felt so much better, and having the habit of eating better, getting exercise, and listening to myself, my good self that says, you know, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I think, you know, people get frightened because, like you said, you reach that door of change. You know you need to make the change. And it often feels really daunting, right? You can either stay in your comfort zone, but in that comfort zone, there's also that weight gain, that pain, right? That anxiety, that restless sleep, that lack of energy. that feeling, like you said, that things are just mounting, inflammation, you weren't able to move as freely, and you didn't want that, you know, for going forward. And if you don't make the change and you stay on that journey, that's what the trajectory is.
Yes, I wanted to be a young 70, not an old 70.
Yeah, and you know, be able to get on the ground and play with the grandbabies and have fun and be fit, and not be the grandma that, you know, has to be in a motorized chair, or, you know, doesn't have the energy to play with them, or set such a wonderful, positive example for them about what a beautiful, vibrant life could be. And when we hit that door of change, right? Like you said, like you have to reckon with yourself. You have to have a bit of a come to Jesus. Do I want to not make the effort and stay in my comfort, which is also my pain and my survival mode? Or am I ready to accept some help and make the shifts that I need to make to be in a more place, you know, in a place more of thriving? So how did you find that worked for you once you were able to connect with that purpose of why, like you said, you wanted to be a young 70? Once you decided and made that commitment, how did you find you were able to show up?
The first thing was the flipping how you thought about things. And that really helped. You know, it was from, I did that with exercise, and I did that with food too.
Yeah.
And just helping myself, like you taught us how to do the prep ahead of time, which I'd turn on a good TV show or music, and I got all my meals together. I got more organized, and the end result was it was so much easier to eat with all of that prepared, that I wanted to do it instead of fighting against it. Yeah.
That's so true. And it just, you know, it takes a little bit to get yourself set up. But once you know how to eat to support your body, how to move to support your body, and like you said, that third important piece, that mindset shift, that's so important, because diet and exercise alone won't get you where you need to go. If it was that easy, everybody would be, you know, lean and strong and fit and healthy. And that is sadly not the case. So if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. It's that mindset work. It's about changing your relationship with food and how you approach it and how you eat, and whatever rules and restrictions you've come up for yourself over the years, or changing your perception, you know, about exercise, and, you know, what Amanda talks about, not rewarding ourselves with food and punishing ourselves with exercise. And like you said, just shifting that mentality. And that's not, you know, a one and done thing. You're undoing a lot of thought processes. So did you find that mindset work over the weeks was able to really help you kind of change that default setting for yourself? What does that look like?
It took a while. It took a couple of weeks of work, and I wasn't really sure what was ahead. So I just decided I would wait and see how this unfolded and give it a chance. And I liked that I was accountable, that we had our meetings and our phone conversations, and I need that structure. That really helped. And it was just that it worked. It really worked for me.
That's so great. And so how are you feeling now?
Great.
Yeah.
Back's better. I've got more energy. I feel better about food too. I was not that interested in food preparation and even eating. We ate out at restaurants a lot. Now I am changing my choices. I really have changed my taste also. You know,
and that's
I want to eat.
Yeah, and that's part of, you know, what we talk about when we address those nutritional deficiencies. And we work and, you know, do those assessments with you throughout the program, throughout our work together, to see, you know, and your taste buds change. you know, and certain cravings that you have cease, and you acquire a taste for things, you know, that are much more nourishing for you. And that doesn't mean you never eat another cookie again, right? I always say, I don't want to live in a world without cookies or pizza or tacos.
Right.
But it also doesn't mean, like, you know, it also doesn't mean, like you said, that you can't go out to restaurants because you like going out. It just means that you understand, you know, I think the education behind it, when you understand what you need for your body, it makes the pieces fall into place.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy for you to share this with us. So thank you for being here. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with anybody who feels like maybe they're on the edge of, you know, taking back their health and is maybe feeling a little nervous like you were? What were some things that you had tried before that, you know, weren't working for you? And what were you afraid of maybe to join this program that you were pleasantly surprised by at the end?
Over the years, when I hit menopause, that's when a lot of my weight came on. I never had to really worry about what I ate. So this was a whole new surprise with this weight gain, and how my body changed. So I did all kinds of diets, keto and paleo. And the problem was you could lose some weight, but when I reached the weight that I wanted to be, I didn't have any pathway for continuing that. Then I was like, oh, now I can eat cake and cookies, and there was no accountability. It was strictly for me.
Yeah, and highly restrictive. Highly restrictive.
Yeah, highly restricted. There were so many things you could not eat. So I wasn't sure how this was going to be, but I had been assured that it was a lifestyle change, not just a diet, which that's what I needed. I needed to change myself mentally and physically.
And that's just it, right? We all know what it takes. We all know that there's no quick fix. And, you know, the women that we work with have often been yo-yo dieting for years and have tried everything. And it's hard to tell because there's just so much information out there. But what you really need, you know, things like keto and paleo, if done improperly for your body, you know, these things could cause more harm and more stress and cause more weight gain and more problems for your health, versus when you are able to make a sustainable lifestyle change that serves you now indefinitely.
Yes.
You know, and you don't have to worry about counting those calories or never eating a piece of bread again.
Also, I was really impressed. I was a teacher for 32 years, so I like to be organized. I like to do research, that kind of thing. And I was really impressed with your team because you have all the credentials that I was hoping you would have with your experience, your life experience, your education. I really love that you guys are so professional and so highly trained. That was very reassuring to me.
Oh, good. And you know what? I think that's what enables you, if you're willing to show up and put in the work, because it is a collaboration of different coaches with different specialties, and you're not going to see a trainer or a chef or a nutritionist or a mindset coach. We're all working collaboratively with you. That's why you're able to fast track that success and see results in a matter of weeks and not in a year plus or more.
It's very comprehensive, and that to me was perfect. It just treated you mentally, physically, and spiritually too.
Oh, good. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Mary Gail. It's been such a pleasure, and we appreciate you. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.